The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with it?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers. Going to throw again. Looking deep for Adams. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Rodgers going to throw. Open man is Allison, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 27. Rodgers again now. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter. A lot of time to change things. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And this one is right down the middle. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them. Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue, because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. At their own 24-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Breeze now on first down. Oh, and he'll just get rid of this one deep. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Zadarius Smith able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
61, match box, light.
Play action, Breeze. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Ready, 5-8, 5-8. Check, 4-2, he's good, we're good. 5-4, ready,
a give, this is Kamara. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Ready, yellow lady, yellow lady. Kill.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. On play action, now Breeze. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. The tight end Josh Hill was the target, and it's third down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, as the first half is winding down. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. So they're able to capture the lead here just before halftime.
And not only that, they get the ball to start the second half.
That's right.
This is almost like basketball down the stretch, right, where you get the 2-for-1 situation where you try and get 2 shots to your opponent's 1. In this situation, they got the touchdown. They'll get another shot at to start the second half.
Could be a big turnaround.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
14 seconds, all that's left of this first half as they come up on first down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Got an open man, it's Valdez-Scantling. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, orbit.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Marcus Williams on the coverage.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Plant. Hey, check 26. Over. Can I get up?
The final shot before half for Rodgers. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of his first half of play. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 right at the 30. Throwing now is Rodgers. It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
The give is to Jones. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A give to Jones. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
They'll go again to Jones. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Box it. 56.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's going to let, and this is caught inside the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And, boy, they hit that one.
At the 3-yard line.
No. 319. 47.
That's what I do.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Here's Rodgers. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic.
Oh, you got deep?
Mike's 47. Mike's 46.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Packers. Geronimo Allison, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers have retaken the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. Flush to his right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Breeze. And this is a catch by Ted Ginn. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 42 yards.
Ready.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. And Lutz's kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. So with less than a minute gone by here in this fourth quarter, the field goal there gets this thing back to even.
And it's setting up for a fantastic finish, isn't it, partner? It's been a well-played game, a hard-hitting game. The fans are into it. The announcers are into it. This is going to be a great fourth quarter.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Throwing is Rodgers. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Packers on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever.
47's the mic. 47's the mic. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Sheldon Rankins in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Here's J.K. Scott now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Sherrills to return it. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. The tackle made by Blake Martinez. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
Yellow lady.
Now this time, Breeze will throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. A good gain of 12 yards that time.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Again, it's Kamara. Gave a glimpse of his power, but not a whole lot of space. Down at the 30. The 2nd down play, not much better than the 1st. Just a gain of 1 there.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo! Let's get it.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. So a big one coming now for Will Lutz. This for the lead in the final stages. And Lutz puts this one through. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they've managed the clock exactly right.
Rodgers to throw. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock. But I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn it into a big gain.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll look to throw. And left side here, it's Graham. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. The Saints going to call the 1st of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Now a 1st down carry by Jones, and they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, you can see what they were trying to do, just send those guys out there to make a play, but that is a costly interception.
Yeah, that's kind of like the backyard. Everybody go deep, and let's see if we can find someone. 4 verticals in the route. Any other time of the game, I love the call, but here, you're not going to hold safeties, you're not going to hold corners with any looks, because they know what the situation is, ends up throwing the interception.
Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
11. 42.
Breeze to throw. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's 3rd down.
Ready? Yellow lady.
Back to throw, Breeze. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. So in a game that's been full of twists and turns, here's another with time winding down.
And now, as you say, time's obviously a huge factor. But all you're looking for now is 3. So one big play, maybe a penalty, and you might get that shot after all.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10.
You better be afraid of me. Hey, Mike. 56. Mike, 56. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. They still need one completion for field goal range.
And just think about what they're going over in the huddle right now. Make the catch, get out of bounds. That's going to be tough to do. So make the catch, get up to the line of scrimmage, and clock it to have one last shot.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Mike 56. Mike 56. Hey.
He'll look to throw. The left side throw complete to Adams. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 11 yards there, 1st down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. We've seen some big kicks in the NFL the last few years, and that one might just rank right up there.
And you know you can hear the crowd react, right? But I was focused in on the sideline and watched them absolutely erupt. I don't know how many of them thought that he was actually going to make that kick, but how about how they felt when the ball went over the post?
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Ready? 5-9.
Check my 21. I don't even know why this team showed up. Watch out.
Easy, opposite.
Now Kamara. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Ready?
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. A give to Kamara running right. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. First throw of overtime for Breeze. Caught on the left side by Ginn. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, You really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On 2nd and 12, Breeze. Throw left side, take it in by Hill. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. Kamara. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run. This is Kamara. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Play action. Breeze. Packer pressure, and down he goes. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Breeze going to go on 4th down. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down. Breeze now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Breeze finding Kamara. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
The kick by Lutz is good. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. First throw of overtime for Rodgers. Trying to lay one up deep. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Rodgers. Throwing again. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
That's another Packers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. And again, it's Rodgers. Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 7.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Whistles come in and a timeout. Just 8 seconds left in OT. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially keep this game alive in OT. And he got it. It's good. They answer with a field goal of their own to send this game into sudden death. Well, this one certainly has not lacked for intrigue. Let's keep playing. What do you say?
Fine by me. I'm loving what we're seeing here. This is a heck of a game. And now, guess what? A kicker may decide it again, and the next one that does it wins it.
And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Play clock down to 0 And this is not the way to start a drive. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
Looking long for Thomas. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Thomas the intended target, and it's second down.
Ready. 95-56. 95-56.
Now a play fake. Breeze. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Looking to go back to Thomas again, and it's third down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. To throw is Breeze. He'll let it fly. He's got a man. Complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. On second down, here's Breeze. Airing it out deep for Smith. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up fourth.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. Past the 20. There he goes right side. And they will score. It's